You know, I was thinking about a poem today from the great poet William Stafford. And the poem literally is a poem that he wrote for his daughter. In fact, it's called For Kit, age 7 at the beach. Yet I believe this poem is really, at least for me, about a much broader kind of support. And I think it asks the kind of bigger question, what kind of support do we have in our own lives? And he starts the poem this way. We would climb the highest dune, we would climb the highest dune, from there to gaze and then come down. The ocean was performing, we contributed our climb. Waves leapfrogged and came straight out of the storm. Waves leapfrogged and came straight out of the storm. What should our gaze mean? Kit waited for me to decide. Standing on such a hill, what would you tell your child? That was nearly a perfect vista. Those waves raced far and cold. How far could you swim in such a storm, Daddy? How far could you swim in such a storm, Daddy? As far as was needed, I said, and as I talked, I swam. How far could you swim in such a storm, Daddy? As far as was needed, I said, and as I talked, I swam. Robert Bly called that the greatest poem ever written from a father to a child. I think I agree, and yet I also believe, as I've said, that that poem is about a bigger issue. It's about support for all of us. It's about whether or not, it's asking the question, I think, whether or not you're supporting yourself in that way, in that kind of way which is there, fully, completely. And of course, do you get that kind of support from others in your life? That poem asks that question as well. How far could you swim in such a storm, Daddy? As far as was needed, I said, and as I talked, I swam. Thanks for listening. Until next time and next poem.